Bruins on all 3 events. They need her to shine today.
And for Illinois, it's the Cho Show.
The Cho Show is number 6 in the all-around in the NCAA, 2 in the conference, right behind Jordan Childs. Coach Josh Nilsson says she somehow got notching a 9.925 season high. They could use that this evening.
Table is set. Great job, Olivia. Of course, Josh Nilsson in his first season was at Illinois a couple years, had success at Temple, familiar to the Big Ten, spent some time at Penn State as well. He's got some growing to do, he said, about his program. And then how about UCLA? Janelle McDonald has the Bruins cooking. She went to Arizona State, but now in her 4th season for the Bruins. Let's take a look at the NQS. It's that time of the year, and we'll let you break it down, Olivia.
NQS, your national qualifying score, is what seats you in the postseason of gymnastics. You need a minimum of 9 total meet scores, which is a difference from last season, which was only 6. Count at least 5 scores from away meets. Away scores are critical. The Bruins are really looking for a big number tonight because of it. Count no more than 5 home meets. Home team advantage, you can't have more than 5 of those. From the selected scores, you drop the highest and the lowest, and there you go. Your average is the remaining score to give you the NQS. That will help us with regional seeding as we move forward in the season post-championships.
These are the ranks by team on each apparatus, and UCLA number 5 in the country, but you see all 4 apparatus there, top 10, including 3rd on the beam and 8th on the floor. They'll start on the vault where they're 5th in the country. That's UCLA, number 5 nationally as a team. UCLA will start on the bars. Illinois, an Olympic rotation, will start on the vault.
You know the lyrics. Let's hear you sing it.
Another busy weekend for Big Ten women's gymnastics as we break down some of the scores.
Great meet last night, Iowa versus Penn State. The Hawkeyes came away with the win, breaking the 197 mark. Penn State still looking great, room for improvement, but had a great showing. Michigan Wolverines beating Rutgers at home. Maryland coming away with a win as well against Nebraska. Very small margin of success. Michigan State went lights out in their home win against Ohio State. Minnesota cruising, that 196.95 knocking at the 197 door. And Illinois, we see them tonight. They've already competed this weekend on Friday in a quad meet at Mizzou. So second time around, lots of room for improvement in this competition.
Illinois starts on the vault. What are the judges looking for?
Height and distance of the vault is critical. How high you get off the table and far from the table. Your body position, your tight core, straight legs, pointed toes, the shoulder angle on the table. Are you extending through your shoulders or are you crunching in your shoulders? That will give you lack of height, and of course, that perfect landing at the end. On uneven bars, handstands are critical, perfectly perpendicular to the bar. Release moves, you want to see height, amplitude, distance, execution, and yes, the stuck landing. You'll hear it a lot today, but stuck landings at this point in season are what is going to get you to the next level.
Always need to talk about deductions. Feel like you do an amazing job breaking down deductions, Olivia.
Deductions are subjective, but as you see here, there's a lot of different ways things can go. Most importantly, the execution. Flexed feet, bent legs, legs crossed while twisting, all of those can garner up to 3/10 with the bent knees. A little lower on a couple of them. Insufficient split, we'll get to that in the last 2 events, have to hit that 180. A fall is a flat 5/10, so if there is a fall, you'll know that that is that deduction.
2 freshmen to lead it off for the Illini with 3 sophomores for this young team with their new coach, Callie Kaufman, coming off a 9.775 for the Illini.
Last week, earned that 9.775. It's a career high for her. Opening vault, missed the pop off the table. Notice we talked about that shoulder angle in what the judges are looking for, and this is an example of a shoulder angle that hindered, see there, she started twisting on the table, which didn't give her as much height and time to complete the twist, resulting in an under rotation and a step forward. Large deductions in that vault.
Sienna Alipio for number 5 at UCLA will be first to go on the bars. In their last meet, a 9.85 as you see the lineup for the Bruins. They also have 3 freshmen in there.
Mentioned Sienna in the open. This is a new event for her this year. Opens up with her connection. Maloney right back down to the bail handstand. Saw some leg separation in the backswing on the Maloney. Those are those execution deductions. But handstands so far are looking great. Dismount. And a difficult combination. Couldn't quite hang on to the perfect stuck landing. Had a bobble there that resulted in a leg lift and a step. She worked really hard to not have to move on the landing. But look at this, a blindfold directly into the dismount. So much complexity, and her shoulders just landed sideways. Very difficult to not move after that error, but a hit routine.
Summer Clancy up next. She's the 2025 Missouri All-Around State Champ at a 9.85 last week.
First look at a 10-0 start value vault, a Yurchenko 1.5. Nice recovery after the vault prior. Saw some knees in the air, execution deductions. Nice view here. You see the leg separation within the vault, and that step backward is an under rotation and the step. But it's nice to see her hit that vault after a low score from her teammate.
Second to go for UCLA, Tiana Sumana Sekura, who in her last time out had her best score with a 9.9.
Now on the mark for UCLA, Tiana Sumana Sekura.
Tiana opening similarly to her teammate. Nice first handstand. Gorgeous release right back down to the low bar. So far, so good. Off on that half turn. Wasn't quite in the 10-degree margin. See if she can start the stick train. Really held onto it on the landing. Looked like a shuffle with her left foot, but maintained composure and didn't make the deduction bigger than it needed to be. See that left foot shift, but maintained a tight core position for a great routine.
UCLA women's gymnastics, a big ticket item and a good crowd here, as Illinois now moves over to Kupalo. Switch some things around late. So Olivia gets in there. You see the score for Summer Clancy at 9.75.
Another 9.95 start value vault. A Yurchenko full. Hop backward on the landing. Saw pike down position in the air, which results in that backward movement. Good speed going onto the table. There, the leg separation when she hits the table and the body position on the landing are the largest deductions. And then that hop backward is what the judges are writing down on their paper. But nice to see her in the lineup after not competing on Friday.
Nola Matthews, a 9.925. in their last meet, her career in season high. She has not been below 9-8 any time out for the Bruins.
UCLA, Matthews.
Tiana's score has been changed to 9-8-5-0.
Beautiful opening transition. Pack salto down to the low bar. Right back up with the Van Leeuwen. Leg separation off of the low bar going up. And her feet did not move. That is a stuck landing, but the judges will deduct for the chest movement. Almost a balance check there. Really nice view of what the judges see. There's that double layout. See her go up on her toes and settle back in for the landing. So while a stick, not perfect, but a nice routine for the freshman. Should keep her streak of nothing below a 9-8 alive.
Actually, it was good to see the replay because there's only one arm swing in there as we move over to Rachel Goldstein. See Olivia in with a 9-7-2-5.
Rachel competes a full twisting Yurchenko as well. Really needs to settle into this landing. Just couldn't settle and absorb. Very large hop backward as we take a look at the vault through the judges' eyes. Good position right at the end, pikes down, and you see that hop is pretty big. The judges are looking for that as they evaluate how much deduction they need to take to give their score.
Sydney Barros in the middle of the lineup for UCLA. Trying to follow up back-to-back 9-8-5s. In her last meet, she had that score, 9-8-5.
Sydney has put in tremendous work to be a staple in this bar lineup. Nice rhythm so far, and the amplitude on that Van Leeuwen is great. Dismount, double layout. Hop backward on her landing. Not a perfect routine. The Bruins aren't necessarily as on as we've seen them in the past. Here's what the judges see. The release point there was great, and the movement on the landing will be a deduction, but Sydney just continues to be locked in on bars for this Bruins squad.
Always locked in. Chloe Cho, last meet, remember, it was on Friday in a quad 9-8-7-5.
For Illinois, Chloe Cho.
We've seen Chloe perfectly stick this vault. They could certainly use that today. Nearly stuck. It was not perfect, but her ability to know where she is and minimize the deduction is quite impressive. Speed onto the table is really nice. Legs together on the table, which is excellent, and sees the ground, pops right up. Look at what the judges are seeing. Nice job there. You see the hips just piked down at the end. Had she opened up a little more, perhaps could have had a zero deduction landing, but the best vault of the lineup as of now.
Moving back to UCLA, Ashley Sullivan in the last meet had a 9-9. She's 16th in the nation, capable of big scores. Ashley Sullivan on the bars for UCLA.
Opening combination here. Tkachev to a pack salto. Good control on the half turn, stays on top of the bar. Speaking of on top of the bar, definitive handstand, well done. And there's a stick. Perfect landing for Ashley Sullivan. She continues to improve week after week. This is the definition of a perfect handstand. Body positions out of control, great. And she goes into the dismount with great speed, sees the toes, release point, and that is no doubt a 0 deduction landing, and the team knows it.
Classy celebration as well, and a classy performance from Ashley Sullivan. Eden King will anchor Illinois' vault lineup, as you see their NQS score at 48.725. Eden King in the last meet, a 9.75.
They'd love to replace that 9.4 from earlier in the lineup. See if Eden can do it. It's actually her first time around doing that upgraded Yurchenko 1.5. Kudos to her for the upgrade. Didn't fully maximize the opportunity. We saw just a miss on the table, resulted in the legs not maintaining position together and a low landing. Unfortunately, a good amount of deductions, but love seeing her compete that harder vault.
Jordan Childs. There are people that are starting to fly into meets either at UCLA or wherever Jordan Childs is. As you mentioned, she's had a perfect 10 on the beam before the season. 9.925, her best score.
Gorgeous first handstand. Effortless job. And very uncharacteristic, short on the handstand, had to think on her feet, do a toe-on half turn. Good job thinking there. See if she can find the landing. And a stuck dismount. You can see she isn't happy with that. We know Jordan Childs, and she wants perfection. The dismount, though, the height and the amplitude is so well done. Just incredible technique and natural ability on finding the landing. Just an odd mistake there in the middle for Jordan, but she's a human being. She can't always come up with that perfect score. Better now than later in the season. Yeah, we both kind of looked at each other on that wobble on the lower bar. You just don't see that normally. This is an exhibition for the Illini. This will not count toward their score, as the scores are in on the first rotation. This is important, though, to Coach Josh Nilsson to give his athletes enough time, as he has had to switch his lineup multiple times all season long, Olivia. There's Josh. He told me when I talked to him earlier this week that he wants this team to get rid of the first half of season and think of today as the start of part 2 of the season. He hasn't been thrilled with how the team has been performing, and he said we just need to change our mindset. And this is an awesome opportunity at home in State Farm against the Bruins to do that. Just waiting on Eden King's score, the anchor for Coach Nilsson's Illini. See the judges' conference there. Likely were largely separated in their scores, which would result in them coming together and discussing the deductions they took and why they took them in order to, as accurately as possible, judge the routine. But when the meet is moving, it's so difficult sometimes to have to pause and wait. It's good practice for when this could happen down the line, but can be difficult mentally. UCLA in with a 49.25 on bars, just under their season average. We think King is in at a 9.85. They may change that, though, as Leah Byrne gets ready for her exhibition. Show Coach Nilsson what she can do.
So they did lower King's score to 9.5.
Vault for Aaliyah. Another full twisting Yurchenko. Nice job after all that time standing there and waiting. Again, that score will not count toward the team total, but nice to add to her repertoire to make a case for being in the lineup.
Exhibition for UCLA as well. Jordis Eichmann on the bars for the Bruins.
Floated right up to that first handstand. Sizable leg separation on the pack salto. We're seeing that from this view. Reminder the judges see from the side. They may not have seen what he did. Rushed final handstand. And a step backward on the landing. I saw her struggle with that dismount in the touch warm-up, so I'm not shocked that she over-rotated slightly, but a hit routine for Jordis.
So there's the scores through rotation one. UCLA 49-5, Illinois 48-4-7-5. When we return, we'll see the number 3 vaulter in the country, Jordan Childs, anchor for the Bruins. Stay connected to women's gymnastics on social media. Follow at B1G Gymnastics on Instagram and X, and then follow BTN on YouTube to get immediate access to the best highlights, features, and Big Ten teams you love. The Big Ten Network does an amazing job on social media. Let's break down the scores in that first rotation.
Shaky start for the Illini on vault. Kudos to Chloe Cho for that 9-8. And while the score doesn't reflect it, Eden King upgrading to the 10-0 start value. UCLA on bars just below their team NQS, which is their average on the year on the event. Kudos to Ashley Sullivan, 9.875. Great, and more greatness to come in the next rotation.
Second rotation has the Bruins on the vault. Illinois on the bars.
Then she got up there and nailed her beam. It was incredible. And for her to take first place at UCLA, it was super special.
Learn more about Chloe Cho on an all-new On the Beam immediately after the meet on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. We'll have a Illini superstar and a UCLA superstar. I'm not going to tell you who that is. We'll tease it a little bit later. Through one rotation, UCLA, the number 5 team in the country with the lead over Illinois. UCLA 5th in the country on the vault. Illinois with an NQS of 48.881 on the bars. There is the 10 machine known as Jordan Childs.
Undeniable for Jordan Childs. A 10 on vault this year, and her Yurchenko double twist. Bars, she has 5 of them. Incredibly impressive. Beam, we have not seen a perfect 10. That will round out the gym slam. And floor, 10 perfect 10s, 4 of which have been consecutive this season on floor exercise. She is on fire this year. And I think I just saw her actually warm up a different vault than the one that she got the 10 on. Competed a Yurchenko double twist for that perfect 10 at home. I believe I just saw her warm up a different vault, so this could be interesting to see her do something different mid-season.
We will have to wait and see, as she is the anchor for Coach McDonald and the UCLA Bruins. We will get things started with Tiana Sumana Sekera. Final huddle. Mimi also in the lineup, along with Rosen Jenkins Sullivan, who had the best score for UCLA on the bars, and then that young woman right there, Jordan Childs. There's Tiana. Final instruction.
And now, starting on vault for UCLA.
Tiana, incredibly capable of a difficult vault, competing a Yurchenko full. 9.95 start value. That is the max score she can receive. Last week she earned a 9.9. Near perfection on this. Let's see if she can do it again. I mean, wow. I can't wait to see that again. I believe 1 foot move, but prove me wrong, Tiana. Excellent pop off the table. Look at that body position. She floats it open, and there was a shift backward. It was not perfectly stuck. It's that judge's view. See what they saw. They saw the movement of the feet, but when we're talking about feet movement, that's as minimal as you can get.
Good start for UCLA. Kennedy Brown on Friday night had a 9.725. That is what she has had in her last 2 meets, in fact. Kennedy Brown, first to go for Illinois.
Good first handstand for Kennedy. Really needs to stay tight in this bar routine. Good connections. I'm seeing leg separation throughout this routine. Those are those minimal deductions, but the judges are looking for that. Landing. She hit everything she needed to. The connections were smooth. The handstand, the first handstand was great, and a stick. But throughout the routine, there were some soft knees. You see there in the double layout. But a stick's a stick. Cannot take that away from her. And she's in this spot because she starts them off strong.
Still celebrating Kennedy Brown, the sophomore from Maryland. As we move over to Madison Anemi, senior from Sacramento.
Madison Anemi.
9.75 in her last meet for Anemi.
Madison also competes a Yurchenko full. Hop backward. I know she's been working on dialing into that landing. Good speed going into the table. You see some leg separation there. Flares it out, but didn't hold to absorb the landing before reacting, which prompted her to move backward. Nice to see her in the lineup. She's really been working hard for that spot.
Destiny Denning next to go for Illinois. Friday night with a 9.775. Season high at a 9.825.
Floaty first handstand. Good connection. Saw leg separation on the backswing of the Maloney from that angle. Aggressive work on the final handstand. See if she can stick this one too. Pretty close. Wasn't exactly stuck for 0 deduction. I saw a bobble of the chest forward. But Illinois is dialing in. This is the strongest start to bars I've seen from them this season thus far. Really aggressive going into the dismount. See some knees there and up on the toes. Settles right back down into it. Nice job.
By the way, Kennedy Brown right before Destiny Denning with a new career high of 9.8 as we move over to Caitlin Rosen in her last meet with a 9.875, which is her season high. She is one of 4 Bruins in this lineup that are top 25. She's 23rd.
Here's our first look at 10-0 start value vault for the Bruins. Yurchenko, 1.5 for Caitlin. She's worked so hard to minimize the deductions on this vault. Really good work on the landing. See what the judges are seeing here. Shoulder angle right there, which minimized the height, and decent softness in the knees as she completed the final turn. See where her feet land. She was just diagonal a bit, so shy of the perfect 1.5 twist, but there's no doubt that she minimized the landing.
Illinois on the bar. Skylar Ray Dixon had a big night Friday night with a career high of 9.775. See if she can keep the momentum going for the Illini.
Lots of amplitude on that opening skill. Execution deductions throughout. Finding her rhythm. Dismount here. Hop backward on the landing. Form breaks throughout this routine, but we're seeing exactly what Coach Josh Nilsson wanted from them, and it's putting the beginning of season behind. Lovely amplitude on the double layout, and the hop backward will be a deduction. They just look more relaxed than I've seen them, and that's what they need to do to be successful.
We started with Kennedy Brown with a new career high. Destiny Denning tying her career high as we move back over to Riley Jenkins, who last week had a 9.775.
Another 10-0 start value vault for Riley. Yurchenko 1.5. Step backward on the landing, so an under rotation as well as that step will be taken into account for her score. Great speed onto the table. Legs cross on that first half turn. That's one of those deductions we talked about early on in the show. The judges are looking for, but another nice vault for the Bruins.
Chloe Cho, 2 meets ago with a 9.95. Friday night, 9.85. That 9.95 is her career high.
Lovely first handstand. Held it extra long to show the judges. Beautiful job on the Van Leeuwen. Right back up to the bar. She is automatic on these handstands. I saw nothing wrong with that routine. That was brilliant. Chloe Cho. You think she's done her best, and then she does better. A far catch on that pack salto. Impressive work, but look at the tightness in the body on that handstand. And then, of course, gears up for a sky-high dismount, legs straight, sees the ground. That's what I'm talking about. Chloe Cho, you are automatic on bars.
That handstand was so beautiful, and then that was a true stuck landing. I got chills on that performance as we move back over to Ashley Sullivan. She's 20th in the country on the vault. Her last meet was a 9.8.
Ashley is gifted with power, needs to dial in for the landing, just like that. Just like that. That is her best vault of the season. She heard me, she knew she needed to dial in. Check out the power into the board. The shoulder position is excellent, toes together, and the strength in her legs and her core to stay tight. Over to the side on the right, a little bit of the mat. You see those lines are indicators to the judges of where the gymnasts land.
Sullivan had the best score for UCLA on the bars, and anticipating seeing another big score and perhaps topping her career high of 9.9. Meanwhile, for Illinois, Leiden Saltness. So Ashley, 9.925, a new career high for Ashley Sullivan. 2 great performances. And now we go to Saltness, who on Friday night had a 9.675. A little uncharacteristic for her.
But she did connect her release moves on Friday night, which was an upgrade for her. Let's see if she'll do it again today. Lovely first handstand. Decided not to connect the right move. She goes back down to the low bar on her pack salto. This is great so far.
Show, by the way, tied her career high, 9.95.
Aggressive on that handstand, and a stick for Leiden Saltness. That will most certainly best Friday's 9.675. Getting her groove on the event after a year off due to an elbow injury. Short there on that blindfold, wasn't perfectly on top of the bar. The judges take that into account. No doubt in my mind, that was a stuck dismount.
Great performance from Lyden Saltness, the junior from Stillwater, Minnesota, who has a twin brother, Wyatt. And here we go. Jordan Childs. She has put up a 10 before. Last week had a 9.825. Right now, she is number 3 in the nation on the vault.
We've seen her compete the Yurchenko double twist. I saw her do a Lopez in warm-up. Let's see what she does. The Lopez, a half on, layout, half off. Her first time competing that vault this season. She has a bag of tricks full of surprises. Nice job there on the entry to the table. Could use a little more height off the table. Nice job there. Definitely good body position, and the hop backward was the main deduction in that routine. Jordan Childs continues to show up and show out for the Bruins.
Boy, before she even hits the table, she is entertaining you. Just that step back as we go to Piper Gow. Last meet in 8.975. Career high with the 9.8 that you just saw right there.
Opening combination, a shaposh right to a bail handstand. Form breaks throughout that combination. But a nice dismount sequence. A clear hip, right into a toe-on front pike dismount. Love to see different dismounts in this bar lineup. Legs needed to stay together more. But a great recovery from that mistake on Friday for her. That's an important one for her confidence.
Illinois, a new season high on the bars with a 97.75. And Josh Nilsson gathers the team together to talk it over. Why not set a new season high on the Big Ten Network?
And in the State Farm Arena, we love to see it.
All right, we are through 2 rotations. UCLA leading, but Illinois looks really comfortable at home. Big time gymnastics on the Big Ten Network. Saturday, Michigan, Nebraska, Penn State, and Washington compete in State College in a Big Ten quad meet. Coverage begins at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. What an amazing second rotation. Illinois, new team season high. UCLA, new team season high.
Chloe Cho was absolutely breathtaking. I don't know where they found that half tenth. Bravo to her. Lyden Saltness responding with that respectable 9.925. And Ashley Sullivan with that new career high of a 9.925 of her own. And Jordan Childs whipping out a new vault. The Lopez gave us a 9.95. Exciting second rotation. If this is how this meet's gonna go, I'm pumped.
When we return, Jordan Childs will hit the floor with that streak of perfect 10s. Can she keep it going? Jordan Childs on display when we return. Illinois and UCLA.
Second half of the competition, heading over to balance beam. What the judges are looking for on this event, they want to see a 180-degree split. They're looking for your body position on all of the skills, straight legs, pointed toes, connection accuracy. Do you maintain movement throughout each individual element for connection? And of course, your landing. They want to see a stuck landing to cap off your routine. Floor exercise 2 is looking for a 180-degree split. You have to show that to the judges. Controlled landing, if you're moving backward, you can step backward, keeping your front foot placed, and forward, keeping your back foot placed. Height and amplitude of all skills and your precision on leaps. Lots of gymnasts are doing more complicated and difficult leaps. Watch where they take off and where they land to find the deductions.
Both teams seem really dialed in. The first rotation, 0 scores of 9.9 or higher. Second rotation, 5 scores of 9.9 or higher. And check out Childs with 16 career 10s in her senior campaign. She's got a little bit of work to do to get there, but you never know.
There's a lot of season left to go, but no doubt that Jordan Childs is en route to a spectacular all-around season.
Callie Kaufman, the freshman, last meet with a 9.6.
First test for Callie, her series. Off on the front aerial, she had to lift her leg. See her dance backward to repeat the skill, as this is a requirement. Rock solid the second time around. Nice movement throughout the skills. Good jump combination, a switch leap to a split jump. Back leg slightly low, the judges will deduct. Nice full turn, requirement for all athletes. Just the dismount, looking for a stick, back handspring 1.5, step forward. So a deduction there on the landing, and early on jitters on the front aerial that resulted in having to repeat. Take a look here, back handspring 1.5 twist, good height, but that step forward is a result of some extra power she couldn't stay contained with. Good hit routine to start things off.
See the words of encouragement from Coach Nilsson as we move over to Sienna Alipio. 9.95, career high.
Opening pass for Sienna, big double pike, great control on the lunge. Good work on those leaps, great angle. We saw her take off and land in the same spot, solid. Double wolf turn gives her additional bonus. Final pass, her combination, 1.5 to a front layout. Perfect 2-foot landing, knew exactly where she was. Excellent leadoff performance by Sienna Alipio. So thrilled to have her on floor exercise in her senior year. Take a look at the leaps. The complexity in these leaps is intense. Beautiful position there. She does start the wolf full. She cuts it a little early, so the judges are looking for that. And the 1.5 front lay, want to see rise on the second salto, but certainly no deductions on the landing.
Lyden Saltness will slide into the lineup for Illinois, as we're still waiting for the score from Callie Kaufman, who led off for Coach Nilsson's Illini team. Lyden on Friday with an 8.925. But She has had a 9.85 in her career, and I like the notion of Coach Nilsson staying behind her after a rough performance on Friday night.
Pretty full turn, open up her routine. Back handspring layout, step out series. It's one of the elements she's had trouble with the last couple weeks. Nice to see her nail it.
Kaufman with a 9.625 to start for Illinois on the beam.
Good work on her leap combination we just saw. Incredibly difficult connection there. A beat jump into a split full. Didn't quite make it all the way around on the split full. We saw a balance check. And a step backward. It was not perfect, but she needed that hit routine after 2 weeks of mistakes. The series was a highlight for me. Beautiful job in the air, brings her arms right up and back, certain of where she was on the balance beam.
Boy, the beam can really get between your ears. That shot that the Big Ten Network showed, double big breaths and then kind of her eyes rolling. She's like, all right, I got to do this now.
When you're called up, you have no option but to go.
Nola Matthews last week for UCLA with a 9.75. In an exhibition routine this season, she did have a 9.825. Nola Matthews for the Bruins.
Opening pass, a whip, 2 back handsprings and a double tuck, lots of tumbling. Double wolf turn, saw her get down into that position and did sit backward. Not a fall, but of note to the judges.
She brings so much to this routine.
Final pass for Nola, her combination, 1.5 to a front layout. Great work for the freshman. Love to see her get the nod in the lineup. She's competed in exhibition routines numerous times, but this is pure athleticism. A whip, 2 back handsprings into the double tuck, plants the front foot, and the 1.5 to the front layout. Would love a little more rise on that second salto to show the judges what they want to see. They want to see that rise, but you can't deny she is a performer.
So we move to Aaliyah Byrne, who on Friday had a 9.65. Capable of big scores as you see her career high. Candlestick mount for Byrne.
Full turn, settle into this beam routine. handspring layout step out. Saw a flexed foot in that salto. It's an execution deduction the judges are watching for. Very difficult beat jump into a sheep jump, taking her eyes off the beam. Just the dismount to cap off what's been a great routine. Double twist to a step backward on the beam. That was really well done. Largest deduction I saw was the dismount. Series incredibly certain. Same thing here on the series. Look at her feet right on top of the beam. Solid all around, and the dismount had some great height. She just couldn't maintain that perfect position on the landing.
Great to see her back after missing all of last year due to injury. Back and better than ever as we move to Sydney Barros, who's got her best score last week, a 9.9, which is now her career high.
This routine is an absolute treat. Sydney is a natural dancer. Opens with a connection, 1.5 to a front layout. Nicely done. Combo pass here, a front through to a double tuck. Under rotated, I saw that from the front through, needed some more power. Take a look at the team. They know these routines by heart. They see them every day.
Impossible not to feed off that, right?
Good job on those leaps right there at the end. Nice routine by Sydney. You saw that under rotation on the last pass. Will likely be the largest deduction in the routine. See here, she was tentative on the front through, didn't get as much oomph going into it as you may want, and the chest just down and shoulders forward.
Rick Pizzo, who we love at the Big Ten Network's got a daughter big into gymnastics. I told you people want to see UCLA, and they make the trip down, and Rick and the family wave. Good job by our crew to find Rick, who I've never heard anybody have a bad word to say about that man. Great guy. Olivia Coppola up next. Friday had a 9.8. Don't tell Rick, but I may have wore a tie of his 1 or 2 times, Olivia.
I'll keep my lips sealed, Dean. Different series combination here. Side aerial into a round off. Kept movement throughout both elements for connection. Three jump connection. Both of those split positions lacked 180 degrees. Back leg was low. Side aerial to 2 feet. Difficult element. She's looking so solid in this routine. I love the confidence. Hold on to it. Slight movement there with that left foot. Not a perfect stick, but I'm loving this energy from the team. As we take a look at those split leaps, as I mentioned, shy of 180 degrees, solid in the landing. Those positions are requirements that the judges want to see. The dismount, she had it right there, and that left foot just had a happy dance for a half second, but brought it back and minimized that deduction. Good work by Olivia.
Move back to the freshman from Pleasanton, California, Tiana Sumana-Sekera.
And now on the floor for UCLA, Tiana Sumana-Sekera.
Last week a 9-9 for Tiana.
Opening pass, difficult double layout. Beautiful job, but she did step out of bounds. That is a flat 1/10 deduction. Good work hitting the split positions on her leaps.
Tiana, part of the all-around chase with Childs and Cho, hanging right in there.
Final pass for Tiana, connection pass, 1.5 to a front layout. Best landing of the two, good work. I love the diversity in dance from these UCLA Bruins, these routines choreographed to perfection by BJ Dawes, associate head coach. Here's that double layout. See her land right there in the corner and couldn't quite hold on. Had to step out of bounds. Unfortunate 1/10 off there. But the routine is just delightful. Watching her puts a smile on my face.
Indeed. Well done, Tiana. As Summer Clancy will be next to go on the beam for Illinois Friday night with a 9-8. You see the associate head coach, someone you know pretty well.
BJ is a magician on floor exercise. The way she works with these athletes to put together routines for them is masterful.
Friday night again, Summer with a 9-8. Pola in with a 9-6-5.
Solid side aerial to start the routine. Calculated, full turn, incredibly focused. Big test, series back handspring layout, step out. She's owning this routine. Gorgeous split positions.
Illinois averaging 48.567 as a team on the beam this season.
She's been great at finding this landing. See if she can do it. Hop forward, not quite the perfectly stuck landing, but the routine on the beam was beautiful. And how could you not do well on beam when Lady Gaga is playing in the background? Gorgeous back handspring layout step out right on top of the balance beam. And the dismount, the largest deduction in the routine is that hop forward, little direction diagonally. A solid routine for summer.
Speaking of solid, Ashley Sullivan has been great today for UCLA, and part of the reason through 2.5 rotations, UCLA has only posted 3 scores under 9-8. So even on what seems kind of an off day by UCLA standards, still big time scores.
If you were enjoying Lady Gaga, enjoy some Britney Spears. And great tumbling, massive double layout. Beautiful control on the lunge.
She could kind of have a heat check moment after 2 great performances.
Really nice work on the jumps. Final pass for Ashley. This has been excellent. Let's see if she can cap it off. Oh, she can. Certainty central on this routine. She was aware of where she was in all aspects of the routine. First pass had height for days, double layout. Really plants that front foot. She tried to lift it up, but using all of her muscles, and this was the cherry on top. Front through double tuck, controlled lunge. To think this is just year 1 and we get so much more of her. What a treat.
Chloe Cho in the anchor. Last meet 9-8, 9-9 actually. 9-8-5 before that. So Chloe Cho, the anchor on the beam for the Illini.
Nice wolf turn for her first element in the routine.
Sullivan tying her career high of a 9.95.
Solid back handspring layout step out. Great job. Looked slightly off on the first jump, and she maintained her composure to connect through the second. Just the dismount, round off 1.5, and a hop forward, had a little extra juice there, couldn't dial in on the stuck landing. But she is just the heartbeat of this Illini team, delivers week after week. Straight legs, pointed toes on the series. Solid job by Chloe Cho.
So Jordan Childs with 4 perfect 10s in a row on the floor and another perfect 10 thrown in there. No doubt one of the big reasons why another great crowd here at State Farm Center in Illinois.
Wow. Just wow. Her consistency should be studied. She is a generational athlete in the NCAA. This first pass, the double layout, massive, great chest position on the landing. The final pass, good power going into it. Keeps that front foot planted. A lot of times the leaps are the question. She just hits 180. If I were to point anything out, it would be those jumps. The precision on the leaps is excellent, but just needs to hit that split a little quicker. The rest, bravo.
You saw that reaction from her teammate with the thumb down, so perhaps the judges saw exactly what you just broke down, Olivia. .9975. So after 4 straight perfect 10s, just a tad off, but another wonderful performance.
Hardly off, but Mika Webster-Longin, everyone's been looking forward to having her back in the competitive lineup, and we get to see her on floor exercise in the exhibition spot. She's been working incredibly hard to get back into the lineups. Critical athlete for the Bruins. Combines elegance and power in such a brilliant way. Small but mighty, Mika Webster-Longin, as we get to enjoy her on floor exercise as an exhibition performance.
So it won't count, but her career high is 9.9.
Really nice front double full. Had a little extra power there. Second pass, 1.5 front layout. Had some soft knees there in the punch, but worked through it really nicely. Nice leaps for Mika.
Mika, who has represented Belgium on the international stage.
Final pass for Mika. Rudy to conclude the routine. Love to see her back on the competition floor. Well done, Mika Webster-Longin in the exhibition spot for the Bruins.
Teammates love her. And UCLA now with the lead at 148.2. Jordan Chiles seeking to become the 15th gymnast in NCAA history to achieve a gym slam. After 4 straight perfect 10s on the floor, she missed it. Maybe she'll get it done on the beam. We'll find out when we return right here on the Big Ten Network.
Game on.
If you love women's gymnastics, next weekend is your weekend. 3 quad meets. First one Friday night out in Westwood. Then Penn State will host Michigan, Nebraska, and Washington on Saturday. Minnesota has the Illini, Michigan, and Rutgers on Sunday.
And this will conclude Big Ten Conference play. Win-loss, very important for this competition. These teams competing in a quad against the 3 teams they've not seen in competition yet this season to give them a total win-loss record for 2026.
Take a look at the rotation 3 results.
Kudos to the second half of this Illinois beam squad. Olivia Coppola, I thought that was better than a 9.65, but I'm no judge. Chloe Cho, 9.875, well done at the end. And UCLA floor, they call it a party for a reason. Big props to Nola Matthews in the second spot, that 9.875, new career high. Ashley Sullivan stunning with a 9.95, and Jordan Childs broke the streak of perfect tens, but man, do I wish that I would boo a 9.975. That's brilliance and excellence for Jordan Childs, and above their NQS 49.5. Well done.
UCLA has 5 of the 7 9.9s or higher, and Ashley Sullivan has a couple of them, as she has also had a big time performance. Can she get the Grand Slam? We'll be back to check out Miss Childs and the Bruins and the Illini after this. Another big time crowd here at the State Farm Center with UCLA in town through 3 rotations. UCLA with the lead, a 148.2, Illinois at 146.475. Take a look at the all-around story. Jordan Childs with the lead, but Chloe Cho right there.
And it's not over until it's over. Chloe Cho going to floor exercise where she has been outstanding. And don't count Tiana out there. She may be behind a little bit, but the freshman is really getting her feet under her this season in the all-around. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw more spectacular all-around performances by her the remainder of the year.
UCLA 3rd in the country on the beam with an NQS of 49.42 on the season. Look at the intensity of that huddle right there. Childs 5th in the country, Alipio 3rd in the country will round it out. Caitlin Rosen will be up first. Her last meet was a 9.85. Season high at 9.9.
Caitlin thrives in this leadoff position. She's the steady Eddie, however, emulates dynamic passion on the event. She knows how to dial it in while also putting on a beam show. Nice leaps, open up her routine. Very difficult connection. A beat jump to an anodi, a skill we don't see that often in NCAA gymnastics. Back handspring layout, step out, solid job. Full turn, off on the full turn, but thinks on her feet, goes right into a pose to cover up the wobble. Dismount for Caitlin, see if she can find the landing. She most certainly can. That is why she is the leadoff and an homage to the Winter Olympics with, I don't know, an axel of some sort. I'm not a commentator for the Olympics in skating, but check out this anodi, a blind skill. Back handspring with a half twist into a front walkover, and this back handspring layout step out just right on top of the beam. No doubts there. And I think Alyssa Liu would be proud and impressed.
Big smiles from Caitlin. Tally Jolson, who on Friday had a 9.875, which is her career and season high.
Nielsen.
Opening pass for Tolly, front through double tuck. Solid landing. Leap combination, a switch side half to that wolf full. Want to see a little more lift in the wolf positioning. Second and final pass for Tolly, ends with a big double pipe. Extra juice there on the landing, but stays in bounds, very important. And a dynamic leadoff performance by Tolly Jolson for the Illini in the final rotation.
High fives for Tolly.
Last pass, the double pike. Pretty open in her position. You see that front foot scooches backward, so not the perfect land lunge controlled positioning, but a solid hit.
Sydney Barros will be next to go for UCLA. Last week, 9.9, which is her career best as well. See Rosen in with a 9.875.
Lovely leaps by Sydney. Great job hitting those leap positions. It's her series. Different than what we've seen so far. A side aerial back handspring. No problem there. Dismount for Sydney. Stick would be big. She has been spectacular for the Bruins. I love seeing her confidence grow week after week on this event. 9.9 last week, and my goodness, this was just there too. Works through that side aerial back handspring. And the dismount, height off the beam, sees the landing. Holds her position. Sydney Barros, take a bow.
Reminding you that UCLA is third in the country on the beam. And when you start to get into the regionals and then make it to the national championship, the beam can be a difference maker in winning a natty. We move to Skylar Ray Dixon, who last meet had a 9.475.
Opening pass for Skylar. Same pass we saw from Tolly. Too much in the tank, had to bounce backward, and I saw her foot step out of bounds. There's a flat 10th in addition to the landing deductions. Really nice nice leap, straddle position, perfectly in 180 degrees. Finishes up with a big double pike. Better on the landing. Skylar, only a freshman. One of those athletes that head coach Josh Nilsson calls a rock star, just working through mental confidence. Nice job on the double pike. Here's that first pass, had tons of speed, just kept rotating, put her feet too far in front of her that resulted in the backward movement.
Jordis Eichmann, a freshman from Colorado Springs, has competed on beam in the last 4 meets for UCLA and is averaging a 9.8. So waiting on the Barros number.
Seems we have another judges conference talking about Sydney Barros' beam routine.
You saw a few point increase for Illinois. It's because Olivia Coppola got a bounce up on her score on the beam. That's why Illinois got a little bit more points, but UCLA looks to be in control here to remain undefeated in the Big Ten.
Happy to see that rise in the score. I felt that score was too low for the routine that she competed. So I'm thrilled to see the re-evaluation there as head coach Janelle McDonald watching on as this judges conference continues.
UCLA team NQS 197.405 coming into today. They need a 49.225 or higher on beam in order to finish above their team NQS.
That is certainly doable given they have not gone below a 49.125 this season. So far, so good for this Bruin beam team.
95 for Sydney Barros. So that'll make way for Jordis Eichmann on the beam for the Bruins.
Opening connection for Jordis. Her series, back handspring layout, step out. Solid job. Really nice cat leap to a side summy, landing sideways on the beam, right on top of it. Well done, hitting her leap position. Just the dismount, front tuck full. And a step backward, couldn't conclude the routine with the stick. Didn't get as much height off of the dismount as I've seen previously, but this series was a highlight. Beautiful job there. And the cat leap into the side summy, a skill that not many people do. Jordis competes it very well. And well done after hanging around and waiting during the judges conference as just a freshman. That's important experience to learn how to stay mentally focused.
Kennedy Brown next to go for Illinois. Friday night, 9.775, which happened to be her season high.
Opening pass for Kennedy. Whip. Back handspring double tuck. Looked like she had it. Had to move her front foot. The judges will take that into account. Combination front full to a front layout. Good control on the step forward. Nice jumps to complete her routine. Good job by Kennedy Brown. Nice to see whip connection there. Just lifted that foot. So not a zero deduction landing. And this one much more controlled. Could have used more rise on the second salto, but a hit routine for the Illini.
Ready for Tiana. You see the scores for the three in front of Tiana. Last meet, 9.775.
Nice switch, leap, split jump. Gorgeous back handspring layout step out. Truly made that look easy. Lovely front aerial, split jump, hitting her split position. Very nice, full turn. Her dismount. See if she can find the landing. Tuck 1.5. I believe there was a scooch backward, but regardless, a clean and elegant beam routine by Tiana. This series, look at the legs straight, toes pointed, and this dismount. They've played around with this beam composition. Yes, she did scooch back, so that's an under rotation, as well as the hop backward. Good job by Tiana.
Bright future. Next to go for the Illini, Piper Gow, who in the last meet had a 9.2.
And now on the floor for your fighting Illini, Piper.
By way of Texas, here's Piper.
to a layout step out, very pretty. Didn't quite show control on the landing to dance out of it. Good work on the precision of those jumps, lacking split. Judges will take that into account.
I'll tell you, Tiana for UCLA with a 9.925 on the beam.
Final pass for Piper, difficult last pass, a double twist. Didn't make it all the way around, was going for a front double full. Made it about 1 3/4 around. Happy to see her stay on her feet. This first pass, the connection past the Rudy to the layout step out, really pretty. Never fully paused to show control, but definitely happy to see her conclude that routine on her feet.
Jordan Childs has scored 10s in every other apparatus except the beam, and you have seen glimpses of what was really close to a 10. Can she do it? Jordan Childs, 5th in the country on the beam.
Balance check on her series. Tremendous pressure. Lovely height on the jump. Very nice side aerial. Dismount for Jordan, double twist to a stuck landing. We will not see a perfect 10. She did have the balance check on the series, but talk about the pressure. See the series, really nice there. Didn't bring her chest up all the way, had to slightly twist to the side. The rest of the routine was lovely. There's that double twist. No doubt in that stuck landing, but when you just need one more 10 to get the gym slam, I cannot imagine the pressure not only you put on yourself, but others put on you. It just is a lot, even for someone as skilled as Jordan Childs.
Eden King will be next to go for Illinois. On Friday, did have a fall with an 8.9, but capable of a big score, a career high of 9.9.
And now on the floor for your fighting Illini, Eden King.
Opening pass for Eden, big double tuck. Nice job. Switch side half to a straddle jump. Lacked precision on the jump, takeoff, and landing.
Well, Childs back-to-back 9.875s. Last week she had a 9.875. Today in Champaign a 9.875.
for Eden. She upgraded this on Friday. See if she will do the same here. Combination, 1.5 to a front full. She does do the additional full. Well done. Not a perfect landing, but I always love seeing athletes increase their difficulty during season to increase their score potential. Big height on the 1.5, found the punch, and just shuffle there at the end. Wasn't perfectly controlled.
Childs 9.875 in back-to-back meets as we move to Alipio. And it's worth mentioning that along with Miss Cho, who will wrap it up on the floor, she will also be featured on the beam right after this one here on the Big Ten Network.
Triple series, uses the entirety of the beam, solid on the landing. Gorgeous side aerial. Great connection in her leaps.
Sienna second on the beam at the 2019 U.S. Championships.
And a stick on the landing. Sienna Alipio is such a joy to watch on beam. I didn't want to say it during her routine because lately I've had announcer curse, but has not gone below a 9.9 all season on beam. Talk about consistency and impressive. This triple series is so dynamic, knows exactly where she is, lifts the chest, and the dismount, moving forward and going backward. Gainer tuck full, knows where she is. Head nod is justified for Sienna Alipio. Not just a beamer anymore, folks. She is a 3-event queen.
Beautiful dismount. Chloe Cho in the anchor, 9.925 on Friday. The Cho Show here to wrap it up for the Illini. Chloe Cho.
Chloe Cho.
Perfect landing. Great job on her leaps. So far, so good in this routine. Let's see if she can finish it off strong. Just movement backward, not a perfect landing. But regardless, she just puts on a Cho show every time she steps up to the competition floor.
Wonderful talent.
Good power going into the double tug. Just moves the front foot backward, showing the judges slight over rotation. But she never stops smiling. I absolutely love that about her. She's talented, and she just seems to be a ray of sunshine for the Illini.
UCLA post a 197.675 for the day, including 49.475 on the beam, as they will have an exhibition. Jordan Childs did win the all-around.
Bobble there on her mount. Sometimes get ahead of yourself on the easiest elements. Nice leaps, could use more height on the back leg in the split. Lovely triple series side aerial to 2 back handsprings, adding that second back handspring this week. Nice front aerial, flowing through this routine well. Effortless wolf turn. Just the dismount here, gainer pike. Has to move her foot, arm swing there. Good job by Nola Matthews. Takes off, bend in the knee on the takeoff. Would love to see her get some more height off the beam to increase the amplitude. But certainly, good job recovering after a funky start there on the mount. See her laughing a little bit. At least she has a good attitude about it.
Results are in. UCLA will remain undefeated in the Big Ten with the 197.675, and Jordan Childs will win the all-around with a 39.65. Illinois will also have an exhibition. Ava Banks for the Illini.
And now on the floor for your Fighting Illini performing an exhibition.
Another one of the freshmen for the new head coach of the Illini, Josh Nilsson. Josh Nilsson, by the way, won 3 conference titles as the head coach at Temple. Moving over to Illinois for a couple years and promoted to the top job.
Opening pass for Ava, front double full. Nice lunge out of her pass, lacked twist. Fully on the skill, but nice work lunging. Good job on her jumps. Needs to hit those wolf positions more. Judges are looking for exact positions in the leaps for 0 deductions. Nice job on the final pass or combination. Much better routine than her last bout last week. Nice to see her with that success at home to conclude the meet.
Please stand by. The winners of today's competition.
So UCLA behind another great performance from Jordan Childs. Let's take a look at what she did as she wins another all-around title today.
Starting on bars, Joe just knows how to skyrocket that double layout. always keeps us on our toes here. A new vault, the Lopez, scoot backward, but executing very well. Final pass in her impressive flow routine, and we'll never get over watching her nail that double twist off beam, exclamation point on her day.
And Jordan joins us now. Jordan, of course, we all were on that 10 watch. It had to come to an end at some point, but more importantly, your team remains undefeated in the Big Ten. Your thoughts on the day?
Honestly, we just came today to do our job and do as best as we could. As a team, overall, I'm very proud of each and every single person. We're week 8. This is week 8. We're in there. We're grinding. We're doing everything, but there definitely is more potential for us, and we're just excited to get back into the gym.
Joe, you keep us on our toes. You surprised us with that Lopez. What prompted the change in the vault in week 8?
I think, I've seen the double a few times, but I just wanted to switch things up. I think keeping the crowd entertained as best as possible, and, like you said, I do keep people on their toes, so I felt like, why not try it? It was good in practice, so why not do it in competition?
You had a chance to compete in this arena, State Farm, that you will compete at the Big Ten Championship. Talk about the arena and your excitement moving forward to the remainder of season.
I mean, this arena is so great, so incredible. Just for us to come and go against Illinois, the crowd was amazing, so I can't wait to see how Big Ten's is, especially, it'll be on podium. It's a bigger meet. It's everything that, every little girl dreams of doing. So I'm excited to come back here for Big Ten's and, take it all the way.
Jordan, congrats on another great performance. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
The great Jordan Childs with 16 career 10s, moving UCLA to 6-0 on the Big Ten season. And more wins perhaps coming their way as well.
Moving forward to next week, Big Four competitions. It'll wrap up conference play. UCLA hosting Iowa, Maryland, Ohio State. And then we have home meet for Penn State and Minnesota. We will know the seeding for the Big Ten Championship after next week, and you don't want to miss it.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Some of the best gymnasts in the country. UCLA always getting it done as they remain undefeated.
Kudos to them. They've had a great season so far, and more importantly, this conference is competitive. If you're not watching Big Ten gymnastics, I truly don't know what you're doing. It's getting exciting.
Jordan Childs at the front of the line. That's going to wrap it up from Illinois, where UCLA improves to 6-0 in conference action. Coming up next, it's the debut episode of On the Beam, featuring Sienna Alipio and Chloe Cho. For Olivia Karras, I'm Dean Linke, saying good night from Champaign, and another fantastic win for UCLA.